Welcome to the Master Dealmaker's Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker's Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 91. And today we're going to be talking about the 5 keys to hitting your goals. I did this presentation for a client the other day, and I thought it would be really useful, especially at this time of the year that we're at right now, looking into 2021. So, really excited to be talking to you about that. But before we do that, if you've got leads in your pipeline and you haven't converted them yet, you spoke to these people, they requested some sort of information from you, but they haven't bought yet, which, let's face it, not everyone buys straight away. I want you to head over to johnblakeaudio.com and get your free audio training where I show you the exact strategy that you can use to double sales with your existing leads. This is hidden money in your business. You will do a lot better doing this versus not doing this. I guarantee it. You will make sales when you use this approach. This is the exact same strategy that I start all of my year-long clients on. It works consistently once they install it. You don't have to do it yourself. You can train somebody else to do it. It's very simple once you get it in place. But what it does involve is the exact word-for-word scripts, exactly what to say, exactly what to write in your emails, exactly when to call, exactly when to email over a 90-day period. I guarantee you'll see results when you start using it. So head over to johnblakeaudio.com and grab the audio training. What you'll also get is a PDF companion guide that will also have the scripts. So you can just cut and paste straight from what's there, adapt it a little bit for your particular product or service, and you are away. So that is all waiting for you over at johnblakeaudio.com. Okay, so episode 91. Now we're going to talk about how to hit goals. So I did this preso the other day for a client, and they all got a stack out of it. So I thought, well, hey, why not put it in a podcast as well? So here's the thing. When it comes to goals, a lot of people just don't set them. So we tend to just sort of, cruise around, doing our thing. I've been guilty of it from time to time. And we don't set them. And of course, when we don't set them, we don't hit them, because you can't hit a goal. You can't hit a target that you're not shooting for, right? So it stands to reason. And because of that, you don't set yourself up for success. And when you don't hit them, what happens is that you get into this cycle of learned helplessness. So, even if you do set a goal, if you don't hit it, what shows up is evidence to suggest that that goal isn't achievable, or that you're not good at hitting goals. So the negative self-talk kicks in, and it's a vicious cycle, because next time you go to set a goal, there's evidence from before that you didn't hit that goal. So you tend not to hit that goal again. So, the less evidence that you see, the less likelihood of you hitting that goal the next time that you shoot for it, right? So we don't want that. What we really want is we want to set goals regularly, and we want to hit them consistently, right? So we want to set them regularly, we want to set them consistently, and we want to hit them regularly and consistently. Consistently. You want to set yourself up to win. What is it that you can do to put yourself in the path of success? And we want to start hitting goals consistently, right? Consistent goal setting, consistent achieving or exceeding those particular goals. So what are the 5 keys? Okay, the first one is start small. So what I mean by this is start setting little mini goals, right? So a mini goal would be, I'm going to wake up tomorrow at 5 o'clock and go for a run, right? That is a mechanism that you can start to install in your life that proves to yourself that you can start to set intentions and hit them, right? So if you start doing enough of these things, you start to see this flow of evidence, right? I set a target, I set a goal, I hit it. I set a target, I hit a goal. I set a target, I hit a goal. And what starts to show up is this preponderance of proof in your life that you are somebody who can set an intention, set a goal, and hit it. So start small. I'm going to make 20 calls tomorrow. Make those 20 calls. That's a goal. You just hit that goal. Set activity goals, right? Chunks, little programmable chunks that you can set for yourself that you can hit. It will start to show and prove to yourself through evidence-based that you can do it, right? So start small. That's the first principle. Second, make your goals SMART, right? So this is not a new thing. I did not come up with this, but the acronym makes sense. So a SMART goal is a specific goal. So an example of a specific goal would be, I will have converted 2 more clients by the end of this month, right? Now, what's interesting about some specificity is that you actually can't control the outcome, but what you can control is the activity. And if you do an activity often enough, a pattern will appear. So if you know, here's what I know, right? You can dial 20 numbers in an hour, right? Of those 20 numbers that you dial, you're probably going to talk to between 5 and 6 people. And of those 5 to 6 people, you might end up having 1 to 2 sales conversations. So if you can set that as a daily activity goal, or if you can, even better, put aside 2 hours that you can set that as a daily activity goal, well, a pattern will start to appear. And if you know what your conversion rate is, then you can start to be specific about the actual goal that you are likely to hit, right? So that's the specificity part of SMART, right? The M stands for measurable, right? So you need to be able to measure your activity. You need to be able to measure the outcome. The A stands for achievable. One of the worst things that you can do is set a goal for yourself that is not achievable. Why? Because that cycle of proof, evidence, and confidence, that can also work in the opposite direction. That can also be a downward spiral. I've worked with sales teams that have had targets or budgets that have been set for them that no salesperson in the history of the organization has ever hit. That has a demotivating effect. So if you are going to set a goal, make it specific, make it measurable, make it achievable, make sure it's something that is actually possible, right? The R stands for realistic, right? So it needs to be, as well as being achievable, it also needs to be realistic. And T is time. Make it time-based. So I will make 20 calls by 5 p.m. this afternoon. I will have 2 clients that have signed up with me by the 30th of this month, right? So use that acronym as a filter to create your goals. Then the next part of this is what we call the accountability ladder. So what we know is that if you make a goal, if you make a decision in your own head, I think the stat is that you're around about 30% is like a 30% chance that you'll actually hit that goal. If you have a goal in your head and you write it down, I think you're more like 43% likely that you'll actually hit that goal. If you come up with a goal in your head, you write it down, and you tell somebody about it, I think that's like about 65% chance. So there's actually a study on this. The American Society of Training and Development, the ASTD, did a study on the accountability and found that that you have a 65% chance of completing a goal if you commit to somebody. And if you have a specific accountability appointment with a person that you've made that commitment to, you will increase your chance of success by up to 95%. So what that means is that if you just thought about it in your head, as I said, it's about 30 or 40% chance that you can hit that goal. If you write it down and you tell somebody that you want to hit that particular goal, you've got a 65% chance. But if you write it down, you tell somebody, and then you make a specific time-based appointment to go and see that person, with the idea that you will have hit that goal, before you meet with that person, that's going to increase your chances of hitting that goal by up to 95%. Now, what I would add to that is who is the person that you are going to make that commitment to, because who that person is makes a big difference. So in my experience, if that person who you make that commitment to is somebody who you really respect and who you revere, or who you have a high level of respect for, that puts even more acid on you, right? That's an even bigger motivator to hit that goal. So so really simply put, if you want to hit a goal, tell somebody about it, and then make an appointment to actually go and see that person, with the assumption that you will have already hit that goal. Years ago, I read that if you want to write a book, what you need to do is you need to organise a book completion party, right? So if you say, okay, well, I want to have a book written by mid next year. Well, what you do is you send out invites for a book completion party on the 30th of June, and you invite all the people that you really respect to come along, all your peers, and I guarantee you're going to write that book. You're not going to have all these people show up to this book completion party if you haven't written that book. So that's a really good way to get that book written. And so commit to behaviours, not outcomes. As I said before, it's really difficult to predict an outcome, especially in sales. You can predict an outcome, but you cannot control an outcome. What you can control are your behaviours and your activities. So commit to process, commit to behaviours, and commit to activities. And then after a while, as I said, do something often enough, a pattern will appear. You'll know what the patterns are, and then you can start to predict the outcomes. You can't control the outcomes, but you can predict them. And the fifth point is debrief, assess, refine, and repeat. So, debrief, what worked, what didn't. Assess, okay, what do I need to keep doing? What do I need to stop doing? What do I need to continue doing? And stop, start, continue, right? So debrief, what worked, what didn't. Assess, what do I stop doing? What do I start doing? What do I continue doing? Refine, what is it that I can do differently? And repeat. So repeat what works and don't repeat what doesn't work. So I hope that helps. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that we could talk about in terms of setting goals, but those are ones that I have seen work really well. I hope they work for you. I hope that sets you up for a really good, massive 2021. And if you have been a regular subscriber, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for being a regular subscriber, a regular listener. I got a stack more to share with you next year, more guests coming on, and I'm looking forward to that. So thanks again, and I will talk to you on the next podcast. Cheers.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker's Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies to maximize your sales process with new episodes every week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive free no-fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.